In this video, we're really just going to extend the simplifying radicals section that we just talked about. Just a quick video, and this is about rationalizing the denominator. Let's say that we have a square root in the bottom of a fraction. Well, it turns out that's not the proper way to write it. We should never have a square root in the bottom of a fraction whenever we answer a question. So how do we get rid of the square root on the bottom? Because this isn't just a nice, neat fraction that we can do something with. Well, it turns out there's an easy step, and the step is to just do this. I can multiply both the top and the bottom of that fraction by the square root of 2. If I do this, then I'm saying this. I'm going to take the top. The top is just 1 times the square root of 2, which is just radical 2. And the bottom, now I have the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, which is really the square root of 2 times 2. And if I know that, then I know that I have the square root of 4 on the bottom. So really, I have the square root of 2 divided by the square root of 4. And if you know that, then you know the square root of 4 is just 2. So I really have the square root of 2 divided by 2. This is called rationalizing the denominator. And what we're saying is that this and this are exactly the same. In fact, I could check it on the calculator if I really wanted to make sure. I come over here and I say 1 divided by the square root of 2 is that fraction, that decimal. I say the square root of 2 divided by 2 is this, and it turns out those are exactly the same, all the way out to all these digits, aren't they? No difference. Let's try it again. Now, in this case, I have square roots on top and bottom, so it's a little bit confusing, but it turns out it's okay. I can have a square root on the top of a fraction, that's fine, I just don't want the one on the bottom. So to get rid of the square root of 3 on the bottom, I just take the top and the bottom of the fraction times the square root of 3, the one that appears on bottom. I don't worry at all about the square root of 2 on the top. Now if I take the numerators and I multiply them together, I have 2, and then I have square root of 2 times the square root of 3, which is the square root of 6. And it turns out that that doesn't simplify at all. So I really have 2 square roots of 6. That's the numerator. On the denominator, I have the square root of 3 times the square root of 3, which is really the square root of 3 times 3, which is really the square root of 9. This is just, if I multiply these two together, that's the square root of 9. And the square root of 9, as we all know, is 3. And so it turns out that this has been rationalized to get rid of the square root on the bottom. If I want to check one more time, and then we'll finish with this video. 2 radical 2 over 3. Notice how I end the parentheses right there. 2 square roots of 2 all over, the square root of 3. With this, 2 square roots of 6 all divided by 3, and I get the same thing. So there's an easy way to check. You should never miss those problems.